I did some testing last night. Steelseeker was very impressive in the shell, so we're going to play some of it today. Obviously, Steelseeker has been the all-star of the all-star deck, the red-green food strategy. And I have been interested in trying it in a few other shells, and I've been somewhat reluctant, where in the Gruul deck, you have 32 hits that are effectively going to turn a Steelseeker trigger into some amount of card advantage. So I was a little bit worried about playing it in this deck, where instead of those, 32 cards, you only have like 24. The 24 lands and then the 4 Ovalchase Daredevils. However, with Academy Manufactor, you get to trigger the Steelseeker a lot more than you get to trigger it in the green-red food deck. Additionally, I found that Steelseeker plus Manufactor plus Cookbook just kind of lets you go through your entire deck pretty quickly. For the most part, you're going to like find a second Manufactor and like either put it in the graveyard, unearth it, Emry it back, just cast it next turn. And it allows you to assemble your Time Sieve Manufactor combo a lot easier too, which I found to be really interesting. Steelseeker also really nice with Emry. I was really impressed with the card yesterday. It's also true that this is a much better Haywire Mite deck because you play Emry. The ability to recur Haywire Mite is really nice. That's not something the green-red food deck has access to. And the Time Sieve combo gives you a much better matchup against big mana linear combo decks when you compare this deck to the green-red food strategy. Just having access to the Time Sieve combo is huge. One of the big thing here is we are kind of cheating on discard for Asmo. We have Unearth the cycle, we have our cookbooks and our sagas, but we're a little light without the ledger shredders. And last night it felt fine, and I'm trying to kind of visualize a bit more how if we're meeting the requirements or not. So that's something to keep an eye on. Deck felt very good last night. Very excited to show it off today. Yes, but how does it win? You take infinite turns, but then how do you win with infinite turns? The answer is Urza Saga tokens usually. Last night I played against an affinity opponent. I was taking infinite turns. It was taking forever. It was not only taking a long time to click through my turns, but my opponent was not F6ing, just like manually clicking OK through every single trigger. And so it's game one where like 12 game one or like. Sorry, my opponent's clock is like 12 minutes down. Mine's like 8 minutes down, despite me being the one that's comboing, and they're the ones that's playing Affinity. And I make a Saga token that's like 32. They still don't concede. And then I attack my opponent with the Saga token the next turn, and then they type in the chat, "Is that your win condition?" I'm like, yes, that's my win condition. Yes, that's my win condition. What? And then I conceded the match so I could go eat food because I didn't want to play the rest of the match and the food was ready. Okay, put some on Mold of 4. Oh, also, okay, so we're gonna try a different ad structure for the channel. I've been thinking this for a while that if I run ads in between matches, we get to get rid of pre-rolls, which is good to get more new people in the channel, and I can make sure that ads only play in between matches instead of in the middle of a match. And so we're gonna try it out. I don't know how perfect it's gonna be, but I also finally got like a good like ad incentive from Twitch. All the other offers I have been kind of dopey and like barely any more than I make without like manually running it. So we're gonna try the structure and see how it goes. Also, if you are subscribed, you never see the ads. If you're subscribed, you never see the ads. So this is maybe a good time to subscribe to, huh? Okay, Swamp, Darkslick Shores, Mold of 4. I personally like pre-rolls, but I get it. Make the Money King. I don't know why you like pre-rolls.
What's up? It's Pete, your friend, Inspiring Spike.
If you feel like elaborating, let me know. Do I hate Flesh Gorger and Card Coffers? I hate Phyrexian Flesh Gorger in any modern deck. It's my opinion that Phyrexian Flesh Gorger is not a playable card in any modern deck. No! Oh, wait, hold on. No. Okay, this is on me. I was F6'd. I could have Spellbombed myself. I should have spellbombed myself. I didn't play around. Fractured Sanity, Surgical Cookbook. I just pop in, get the ad, get it over with. It's pretty established, so I know what streamers like. I guess. I feel like for me personally, like a lot of times I'll pop into a stream, I'll see there's an ad, I'll just pop into something else, and so... But also, like, if the ads are only running in between matches, I don't know why that's... would seem to be worse. Gomer, Dick Tech, if you post a link in the chat, I can take a look. Also, my hand being triple Emry against Mill is, like, so embarrassing. Migu blocks VODs for sub only. Maybe you can do that too. I don't like blocking VODs for sub only. I'm not a fan. Like, I think VODs just being available for everybody makes it makes the stream more accessible to people. It makes it easier for people to get into your content. And I don't think, like, so obviously the trade-off is like incentivizing people to sub, right? But I don't think that's that big enough trade-off. Yeah, this is definitely a bad matchup. Alright, these manufacturers basically do nothing with my cookbook Surgical. Emry is also quite bad here. Yeah, just that's Surgical. What can you do, huh? Good deck tech. Oh boy. First thing in the morning, what do we have? A Pioneer Yorion Toolbox deck, baby. A Pioneer Yorion Toolbox deck. Good luck, Spike. Good luck. Oh boy. Okay, my very first thought is compared to other enigmatic incarnation lists I've seen, I feel like you are probably playing a couple too many tutor targets, as it is the tendency of most Magic players to diminish the overall power level of their deck in favor of having 1,000 million tutor targets. Can this deck choose between Yorion and the Otter? No, you can't play the Otter. That's kind of my first impression, and we can focus on getting those sort of cleaned up a bit here. I like these Bitter Reunions a lot. I kind of feel like I'd be interested in playing the full 4 Bitter Reunion. Maybe trimming on Omen of the Sea. I feel like Trial of Ambition has like so much synergy in this deck. And it's not that poorly positioned in Pioneer, but it is... Yeah, maybe I want to do something like 4 Bitter Reunion, 4 Omen of the Sea, or 4 Trial of Ambition, 0 Omen of the Sea, and then we're going to cut one of these tutor targets at least to make room for the 4/4 there. Blood Mage is okay as like tutorable Graveyard Hate. Why do you have a Dragon Lord Atarka? What 6 mana enchantment are you sacrificing for your one of Dragon Lord Atarka? You're not playing Leyline Binding. You should have Leyline. Oh, you do have Leyline Binding. Okay. You do have Leyline Binding. You should have Leyline Binding. I don't know how often you want to sacrifice your Atarka, though. Okay, we're down to 13 cards in our library. Probably dead to this next turn. Very painful first game, huh? I haven't played this matchup very often, but it definitely just seems poor. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I feel like you want to keep your bindings in play a lot of the time, but Atarka's okay. I feel like I really don't like this this Gloom Shrieker. The Kinrith is okay. Siege Rhino, I think, is probably pretty bad. I'd be pretty interested in playing Shieldred instead of Siege Rhino as like a 4 mana stabilize the board kind of card. Zur seems pretty bad. I think, you know, it has text on it, but I think the card is overall pretty weak. I'd be somewhat interested in not playing it. And you do not play 2 7 mana creatures. Play only 1 7 mana creature. And so I don't know. I think Atarka's probably a little bit better than Titan of Industry. It could be close. Don't play 2. So I'll cut the Zur. I'd cut the Atarka, or the Titan. I'd cut the Siege Rhino for Shieldred. I'd cut the Gloom Shrieker. That gives you 2 extra slots for the full 4 Trial of Ambition, 4 Bitter Reunion, and then you can play like 2 Omen of the Sea if you feel like that card's really important. Although I think Reunion is better. The haste is just kind of nice. Okay. Wait, what did they cast? Oh, they misclicked on their Shelldock Isle, so we have to live in this game longer. Yeah, you could also main deck. Oh, you are main decking Yorion. That's right. That's right. I don't like Coma. I think Coma is so like. Pioneer is just, in my opinion, not about playing these like giant uncounterable serpents for like the blue-white control matchup and stuff. Blue-white is so bad, and like it's like, I don't know. I really usually think that's a waste of a sideboard slot. Might get some Leyline in the Voids in the sideboard too. There's a lot of Phoenix right now. Couldn't we have taken another turn? Could we have? Oh, we could have, huh? I guess that was better. Although we're still not presenting lethal the following turn. So it's probably also fine to just do this and then take the turn next turn, right? Can you select the Spellbomb? The Shelldock is turned on if my library has 20 or less cards. Coma's is a GG versus Rectus midrange. Yeah, most 7 mana bombs are GG against you know, against Rakdos midrange decks in most formats. But your deck also like is supposed to be already insane against Rakdos, right? When you play Incarnation, like one of the main appeals is that your Rakdos matchup is insane. So I'm not like, you know, really hearing you, right? Since you don't need a goofy 7 mana serpent to make your Rakdos midrange matchup even more insane. How's this deck's matchup versus Jeskai Breach? I haven't played it that often. I think that the Haywire Mite specifically have made me pretty confident about the matchup though. Game 1 can be tricky, but you both have like a similarly speeded combo. And then game 2, you're just like a lot better interacting with them than they are with you. Doomwake with the deck tech. We post a link in chat. I can take a look, buddy. Probably a modern deck, right? Okay. Let's mulligan this. Okay, I like keeping this one. Let me actually put back the Emry, with the thought that when they mill me, I can unearth whatever I need here. Someone smarter than me figured this out. Okay, Steel Seraph I think sucks. I don't know. These cards, I know that you're kind of high on this effect, Doom, but these cards, they're just like a creature with good stats for 3 mana. It just like does not feel like something you want to be doing in a format that's like defined by the removal spell deck, the mono green devotion deck, and the Phoenix deck. Just does not feel like a place you can afford to be. So, okay, so they milled over Manufactor, 2 Daredevils. I guess we'll just Steelseeker this turn and mostly look for a way to get a cookbook into play. Maybe they'll mill over a Asmo for me. Oh, I guess this Steelseeker sucks against mill. This matchup is just like actually as bad as you could have hoped for, huh? Or as it could have possibly been. Because anything I put on top is just getting crabbed. So we'll keep that on top so we don't mill ourselves. Oh no, we could draw it with the Bauble though. Okay, draw the Emry with the Bauble. So one thing you could do too is you could play Aurelia the War Leader, which is like both very good with Invoke Justice, and it's really good to get back with God Pharaoh's Gift or Portal. It's like specifically nuts with God Pharaoh's Gift. So yeah, I think I know a Combustible Gear Hulk is like a refurbished target, but it maybe makes more sense to just play Aurelia instead. Aurelia just seems so sick with specifically God Pharaoh's Gift. And just getting all those counters on it with the Invoke Justice is so sick too. But maybe having a refurbished target is better. Is there really not a better prototype card also? Surely there's a better prototype card than Steel Seraph. Like, what about the one that makes 2/2s? That one at least has an ETB effect. Man, this game has been going so bad. What's going on with the mods here? Nothing's going on. Seems like something's going on. It's been such a painful match 1. Twitch pushed a pop-up at me. I went and read it, somehow enabled. Wait, okay, no worries. I was just making sure it's something like that. We didn't have a rogue mod on our hands. Draw 3. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh my gosh, that was so painful. Okay, I'm gonna run our first ad. You only see the ad if you're not subscribed, and you might not even see it anyways. I'm just doing this in between matches. Please don't leave. I love you. Just trying this structure out. Finale seems hard to fit in. The 3 colors. Yeah, this card is also probably better than Combustible Gearhulk, Skitter Scheme Battalion. What's cool about Battalion is it has haste even if you Phyrexian Portal it. So I like that. But you may want to do a split, you know. This card, this card also, okay, so the counters that you invoke Justice on here don't get copied, unfortunately. TMO6, thank you for the 11 months, appreciate you. Okay, so we're up against the Gruul Food version, which is, Unearth is a great draw here, so I can discard my Manufactor and then Unearth it next turn. I think, so one reason to play this deck too is that you're really good against the green-red food deck. You just, like, you have an infinite turn combo, and they have a hard time racing you. It's only on cast? No. Cityscape Leveler triggers when it attacks or when you cast it, not only when you cast something, right? The Twitch mobile app apparently almost breaks so you can add while you have the stream small. Literally couldn't get back or do anything, and that does suck. Again, we're just trying this out. Feedback is appreciated. Oh, Battalion is. Okay, then that sucks too. Yeah, I think Thresher maybe. Ooh. That is a sick draw as well. Okay, so we go Unearth our Manufactor. I think I just get a Swamp. Cast Springleaf Drum. There's a lot of commentary and deck discussions between matches that might get lost on subs. Yeah, I mean, yes, like, you know, but it's also like, sure, you're gonna miss something no matter what if an ad runs. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's fine. And then again, the whole idea is I only run them in between matches, and the idea is to also enable pre-roll or disable pre-rolls, which I think is a good structure. Okay, we're just trying it out, but okay, they definitely should have responded to me casting the Asmo with their Steelseeker. And okay, they have no instant speed. I guess they could have Besage for the Manufactor actually, so maybe I should have discarded already. Make sure if you run ads during a deck tech, the register sub. Yeah. But again, I'm only doing them between matches right now. So like it is true. Like if a match goes super long, we may have to. There might be one like automatically scheduled. There are better ways to do ads, especially on YouTube where my ads are atrocious. My editor sets up all my ad stuff. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what Jim does. No Unearth, +2 Troll, +2 Finale, no Drum. Mana's a little different. Yeah, Mana's definitely gonna be a lot more green. No Unearth is weird. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm always higher on Unearth in this deck than most people. Get Island. I guess I can crack this Bauble, and then I could find either a card I want to keep in my hand, like a Time Sieve, or a Ovalchase Daredevil. Steelseeker is a card I think I will hold in my hand instead of triggering this. Notably, my opponent only has one card in their hand, so if they drew Ovalchase Daredevil for this turn, then they're going to get to kill my Manufactor, but if not, I should get to untap with this, and then we get to start doing the Steelseeker Manufactor thing, which is awesome. Is a Miser cycling land anything in that build, either for red and 6 or another discard to get Asmo? The problem with the Miser cycler land is like it's pretty weak without Asmo or red and 6, and obviously like you have a lot of those things, but you also don't want to be spending your first couple turns cycling. You want to be spending your first turns interacting with the board. The deck is already, again, incredibly grindy, and you know that extra card advantage with Ren is not something I'm particularly interested in. Something I am interested in is this Time Sieve. So I guess I'm gonna go sack a clue. Be discarding whatever we draw here. Oh, right, they drew the Mutt. My opponent says, so like, no way I win, right? That appears to be the case. So we go, I think we go blue-black, sack a clue, discard the card. I think that ends up being net positive for us, especially if we end up fighting a Ovalchase Daredevil. Okay, we'll just keep that on top. Not that we really need it. Then, also post-board, we get to be a much better Haywire Mite deck than them. I will bring in Needle. I can name either Beseiju or Ren and 6. I think that is going to be worth it. I think these Bone Shards likely should be getting in as well. I think that the Shadowspear comes out. Nihil Spellbomb is not that good. It has its moments, but I think I just went neither Spellbomb, really. And then 4 more cuts to make. I think I'm just going to cut the Unearths. It's tough, right? Because then I can't. This is partially, like, now, I guess I have more enablers for Asmo with the Bone Shards. Maybe I'll play, like, 1 Unearth, and I'll trim Emry. No, I can't trim Emry 4 with these Haywire Mites. Could I trim Time Sieve? Let's try Time Sieve 4. Yeah, I could cut 2 Time Sieves, too. Okay, 1 lander on the draw. How do you feel about people taking your brews and tweaking with them? Please, please, please take my brews and tweak with them. Please, instead of just complaining about my pet card not being in your list. Please do it. Okay, we probably have to keep this on our mold of 6. I'm going to, I think, put back Bone Shards. Any opinion on the Shielded Twitter stuff? No, not really. I'm honestly, like, my main opinion is I'm surprised it became such a, like, meme so quickly. I've never really seen... I was very surprised for it to, like, evolve into, like, memehood so quickly. I don't have a strong opinion. I don't have any funny jokes either, so no comment at the moment. Too long to read, don't take advantage of people. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like the person who put the shielded trigger on the stack or called a judge. Like, I don't know. There was a discrepancy and they called a judge. I don't think the person who controlled the shielded really did anything wrong. There is literally just a discrepancy, and then they called a judge, and their story was told through the lens of not their. They weren't the ones telling the story either. Okay, so I'm likely going to discard something in Unearth the next turn. I feel like it should be the Steelseeker. Ooh, well, obviously I, didn't know I was trying that. Did nothing wrong doesn't seem right. Please, chat, not today, not today, not today, I can't. I'm not strong enough. Alright, let's just pass back. I don't think either person did anything wrong. I'll also say this, like, when you have an account that's told through the lens of one person's perspective, and the other person's perspective is not told, it's hard to have a super hard opinion. Yes, Tech, thank you. So what's supposed to link in chat? I can take a look. Okay, there it is. Wanted to try Bant's version of Shape Anew. Awesome. I had a hard time figuring out Bant, so I'm excited to see what you came up with. Champion of Wits, huh? Champion probably sucks, I think. For refurbish, this is too many top end cheat effects. I think that, like, yeah, I don't really like having to play I don't really like playing this many like cheat into play effects. I think that for the most part the 4 Shape Anews are like fine, they're enough at least. Okay, discard 2 Troll Kings, kill this. I feel like I need all the cards in my hand, although I'd love to trigger this Steelseeker, but I think I just need to do this. Yeah, with them not having an Ovalchase Daredevil, I think I can afford to discard my Asmo. And I guess I could attack for 1 first, but Haywire Mite their cookbook. Yeah, I really don't like being in on the refurbished plan. I think it lowers your card quality a lot and raises your mana curve in a way you're not that interested in. I also don't like how you have no counter spells at all. I think I'd be like super interested in getting, the Spell Pierces back in the deck, not playing refurbished, not playing Champion of Wits. You could maybe play cards like, oh, I just lost it. I had a card, I just lost it. Can we play Ice Fang? I was trying to figure out how to fit Ice Fang into this version. It's kind of impossible to get the snow enabled, actually. Never mind. For Ice Fang, I was thinking about just being straight blue-green. But maybe you just play more Teferis. You play like 4 Teferi in the main. 3 Spell Pierce. 4th Prismatic Ending. Oh, only play 3 Portals also. It just opens the deck up so much too. Well, I'd love to make a Saga token this turn. I guess I still can, theoretically. Yeah, I guess I'll just sack the treasure, make a Saga token here. Alright, these are my main thoughts on the main deck. You could also main deck Endurance. I could see that being the case, but hey, -1 Portal, -4 Refurbish, -4 Champion, +2 Teferi, +3 Spell Pierce, +1 Prismatic Ending. Oh, play Ephemerate. Play Ephemerate because you're playing white. Plus 4 Ephemerate. That's 9. Easy. Do you see a 5-color version that won a Mono Last Chance? Quite a different build. I didn't know. I'd love to see it if you have the link. So we're going to lose our Manufactor. Oh, I thought it was 5-color of the food deck. A little less interested, I guess. Don't want to pivot too hard. One problem, I guess, is if I make a Saga token, I'm not making another Saga token. I wonder if I'm supposed to just draw a card then clue here. The Saga token's just so big, but they have blockers also. Yeah, this is maybe a bad pivot. Okay, well now I'm supposed to keep that and use it. Would love to find an Ovalchase Daredevil at some point, obviously. Maybe just wishful thinking. Here I think I'm gonna get Haywire Mite and then kill their Saga. Or kill their Cookbook. But I suppose I should sack a clue first. Ovalchase Daredevil, please. I'm begging you. The Steelseeker is really good here. Maybe I guess I actually should kill the... I should actually be killing the... the Saga instead, because they don't have a mini food and they don't have a Ovalchase Daredevil at the moment either. So this is going to end up being better for them. And then I also don't need to activate the Asmo yet. Although I think I just get the Steelseeker off the board before they can like respawn or anything. Purposely maintaining the state of the game for benefit is wrong. I mean, yeah, that is true. I don't know. It's, you know, one thing I didn't read the whole post that closely, but like the biggest discrepancy like I found when I was reading, I want to reread it. Oh, let me reread it before I say anything else. Hold on, let me reread the Shielded post because I knew we were gonna have to talk about this today. Yeah, so this was my biggest issue here was. Dom goes, I'm at 7 life, taking 2 of my draw step. I leave my main phase 1 with Consider, baiting the card and drawing. My opponent does not announce the trigger, so then I cast Opt. We don't know how much time was between casting the Consider and the Opt. It could have been a very, very short amount of time, I'm sure. But I feel like there's like a lot left out there. Like I think the amount of time between casting the Consider and casting the Opt is super relevant. Now that's like kind of the main piece of information I feel like that post was missing. But also like the other thing too, it's like if Dom didn't have anything like to kill the Shieldred, it was gonna lose to the Shieldred. It also like doesn't really matter very much, you know what I mean? Both are in charge of triggers. That's not true. You don't need to make sure your opponent removes the trigger. You gets the trigger. But it was also like the way they were like, the way Dom's opponent was like, okay, so you take 4, makes me kind of think that like the timing between the Consider and the Opt being cast was not very long. You know what I mean? But whatever. Alright, let's hold up a Asmo activation. Attack for 3. I'm not sure why time matters. In Paper Magic, paper are expected to play at a reasonable pace at all times. I'm confused why you don't... If someone goes, Consider, but bin the card, and immediately cast the Opt without giving you, like, a moment to trigger your Shieldred, I think it's, like, super reasonable to say, hey, wait, I have a Shieldred trigger. You take 4 because you cast Opt and Consider. You know what I mean? I feel like that's super reasonable. I'm not saying that that's how Dom did it, but I feel like that's like a super crucial piece. You know what I mean? A super crucial piece that I felt like was really missing from the post. And my main point is when you just have this kind of story from the perspective of one person, I just always want to hear the other side, you know what I mean? By the letter of the rules, Dom could sit for 2 minutes between the 2 spells and is still on the hook for the 4 life in that situation. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's fine in the sense that, like, that is a good argument. Like, I definitely agree that we could have a rule change here. Yeah, I agree that people should be allowed to miss triggers, but honestly, like, in this specific instance, I feel like a lot of it comes down to, like, how much time had passed. Is there, like, a pause between casting the Consider and the Opt? Like, I feel like there's, like, I understand that that's, like, maybe not how the situation went down, but or like the rules would have applied the other way no matter what. But I don't know. I just feel like it's not that serious, and it's kind of crazy how much is blown up, really. It's a policy change, not a rules change. Policy used to be that you had to announce your triggers as soon as they happened, but it turned into a gotcha where players would jam multiple spells in succession without giving their opponent a chance. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't know. It's one thing that's kind of tough is I have always felt like it would be good if Magic policy was a little bit more flexible for, you know, unique situations, and it's really not. It's really not at all. When has that gotcha ever happened? I've seen it happen. I've had players try to do it against me. It hasn't happened in a long time, but I have seen it. But also, here's the thing. Like, did Dom, like, have a lightning axe for Shieldred or something? Like, you're gonna lose to the Shieldred kind of no matter what in this spot, too. I imagine. He was digging for it? He didn't have one in his hand, though, so he had to cast the Opt anyways. I don't know. People need to know how triggers work at comp. Yeah, okay. Let me kill this with a trigger on the stack. I don't know why you'd link me to a seven part tweet from someone I have no idea who this is. Triggers are not missed until they can't have happened. So if you want to make sure your opponent has missed a trigger, you have to advance the game to a point where, according to the definition, they can have missed a trigger. I think that's fine, sure. I don't know. We could move on. I didn't want to talk about this today. Every time I see, like, some kind of controversy or something, and this is my own fault for talking about it, but every time I see something like this pop up, I'm like, damn it, I just have to talk about this tomorrow because people will ask me about it nonstop. It's my own fault. I should be able to ignore it, but I can't. So if Dom said draw step, consider, then resolve, cast opt. You can say cast opt as the main phase. I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest issue with the whole opt consider thing, and why you'd be, like, heavily on Dom's side, right, is that Dom may not have wanted to cast the opt if the shielded trigger had resolved, but, like, from, like, a strategic point of view, like, I can't really think of, like, in what situation you could kill Shieldred and you'd want to cast opt anyways, if that makes sense. So that's kind of, like, the biggest issue is, like, Dom is casting the opt with the presumption that the Shieldred trigger is not on the stack. And then all of a sudden there's a shielded trigger on the stack. I do understand that. I do understand that. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I get so stun locked. I just get so stun locked. I'm sorry. This shows how it affects play in the future. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. Although, also, isn't this like a really big corner case scenario where, for the most part, like, I think triggers still being able to remember before nothing has changed. I think that that's fine. I think that that's fine. And because it's like an instant with like, you know, you cast a spell, your opponent's trigger goes on the stack. I just don't know that it's that big a deal. If I know my opponent forgot the trigger, I'm slamming the opt. Well, I mean, how fast are you slamming the opt, honestly? I honestly feel like that part is super relevant, is how fast the opt gets cast. But thankfully, removing all these triggers for me. Possibly is 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Time does not matter. Time absolutely matters. I'm dying on this hill. Time matters. If you go cast Consider and then draw your card and then immediately cast the opt and you don't give your opponent, like, you're talking, you're saying, I cast Consider, I draw a card, I cast opt, and you don't give your opponent any kind of pause to remember their trigger. If your opponent has a Shieldred in play and you're casting cantrips, you should pause and let them have a moment to trigger their Shieldred. If you know it's in play, you know it's supposed to trigger, you should just take a moment to allow them to announce their trigger. And if you don't, and then they slow you down. I'm not saying that's what happened in Dom's situation because I wasn't there. But if you don't, and they say, wait, I have 2 Shielded triggers, you don't be mad about it. Calling Angle Shooter someone. Long as she mistrigger is quite funny. Yeah, I don't know. Well, again, I don't know that's exactly what happened in Dom's situation. I think that in Dom's post, the fact that he didn't talk about how much time there was, I think that is like, you know, if this was the hit game Among Us, I would perhaps say sus, you know. But also, like, here's like a big thing too, and I also don't think this was Dom's point, but whenever there's a discrepancy, you call a judge, and this is how the rules currently work. Maybe the rules should change. I think that that's a fine conversation. Maybe the rules should change, but I don't feel like the rules currently work in a particularly bad manner either. I feel like, you know, maybe, yeah, to be honest, this feels like just mostly a corner case scenario that won't happen that often. Could be wrong about that too. Could be wrong about everything. The incarnation thing? Okay, I don't know what the incarnation thing is. Maybe it was better to wait for the draws before playing lands since I had an opportunity to draw Saga last turn. So yeah, maybe. So like one thing is, I usually try to like use my land drops, my lands to sacrifice clues so I can preserve my treasures. So I need to always yes. I'm used to sacking my clues so I can preserve my treasures, but that does make sense, yeah. I'm confused how the ruling was. You could have cast the opt in response to trigger, but when did the trigger have to resolve before he drew from Consider? No, the trigger goes on the stack after Consider resolves. I understand how it's frustrating. Yeah. We'll just, you know, let it ride for now. Am I liking this more than red-green food? It's hard to like anything more than red-green food at the time of making this comment, as that deck has just been performing so phenomenally. But I do think one thing we just saw, like, we just crushed the red-green food deck with this deck, so we have it seems we're gonna have a good matchup there, which is very, very appealing. Ooh, brutal. Windswept Heath is interesting. I play one Heath in blue-white a lot of times, so maybe this is not that surprising. I think this turn I'm just gonna go Steelseeker, Aether Spellbomb. Is Yawgmoth on the decline? Perhaps it is. Alright, just load a mana here. Cookbook, trigger. Okay, don't need another Time Sieve. Don't need one of those really either. Pick this up. I would prefer not to play into Supreme Verdict here. So I think I'm either casting Time Sieve or making a Construct. It does feel like this hand is like way more in on the Time Sieve plan, so let's cast the Time Sieve. If they counter this is fine too. Leafy Unlikely, thank you for the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Okay, it's fine. Tech for 2. So many maybe pissing the point of my post that call me scum on the internet, and it's fairly tiring. It's not a reasonable judge thing. The trigger just goes on the stack no matter what I did. If the card I played was an instant. So many people missing the point. Yeah, maybe I'm missing the point too. That could definitely be happening. Chalice on 0. I think we win if my opponent has nothing. Let's keep that Time Sieve in the deck still, I think. Just in case they have like a random force of negation, which is not very likely, obviously. So it's like one weird thing, like if you feel like policy should change on the whole, if you think like you shouldn't be able to like, if you cast a sorcery there, and the shield your trigger wouldn't trigger versus an instant. I understand like feeling frustration there. I don't know exactly how you would like rewrite the policy though. Right, this should be game. Even if they somehow salted the manufacturer, which they should have done already. They're dead. I didn't care what my goal was tweeting if... Other than I just thought more people who play competitively should know how the rules work. Not really sure I also prefer to blow it the way it is. Yeah, I mean, this is... I've been saying this a lot too, especially with the whole like the regional championship, the person with the upkeep Coco. People, especially on Twitter, people like want you to be like having like malicious intent, and they like want you to be a villain, and they're really like very thirsty for the drama. And so I certainly understand how that can be frustrating. All right, we got a few triggers on the stack here. Okay, so this is something that what's cool about this is like if you don't have Time Sieve, you get to like draw your entire deck or most of your deck, and you get to put a Time Sieve into play. And this is like the cool thing about Steelseeker in this shell, right? Is you just get to put a Time Sieve into play. And this is also something you could do. So there's a cookbook. I would love to draw another cookbook, so you can go like sack 2 treasures, clue token, and then like keep resolving the triggers. Actually, like winning the game could take some time if your opponent doesn't concede. So thank you, opponent, for conceding. But I do think that this part is very cool. You just get to like draw through your deck and get whatever you want, and it's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna be bringing in like at least 3 Haywire Mites. Got the Aether Spellbomb, Shadowspear, Nihil Spellbomb. Thinking I might want the 4th one, probably play. Body by an ad. Okay, no complaining about the ads. This is a rule. If you don't like the ads, I'm sorry. I'm trying a new structure where I try to play them in between matches. Sometimes there is going to be an ad that plays. There's a rule. No complaining about ads. If you can subscribe to get rid of the ads. You can also not subscribe and watch the ad. That's fine. What you can't is make me feel bad for running ads. That's not gonna fly. No one who saw ads will have heard that. Oh no. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, ads happen anyways. Ads literally will happen anyways. And my goal here is to stop pre-roll ads and have the ads happen in between matches. And it's not going to be perfect. I'm learning, but... Savior, 4 months, thank you. Ooh. Well, I guess Haywire Mite was a good reason to... Or Chalice is a good reason to play Haywire Mite on turn 1. Ads should not be in the VODs, no. I don't think so, at least. Can you do the thing? No, I have to run them periodically. Clock, the 21 second, thank you. I'll leave you with the 3-pack. If that's for deck tech, you can. Post the link in the chat. They're sacking the food token. Okay, this is not correct. They should bounce the Saga, but or the cookbook. I'm just gonna gain 3 life so they can't draw. It seems like they maybe have misclicked. Yeah. TTV, fantastic. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Blue-red creativity. Yeah, I'm going to be getting the Might off Saga, but I think it's just better to Manufactor trigger this turn. I remember like this was a kind of version of this deck that saw some play. Oh, Charleston 2 doesn't do too much. I remember seeing a version of this deck back when creativity was starting to get more popular. I guess I can just use my treasure token to kill the Chalice. Is there any 1 mana spell that I want to play this turn, though? I don't think so. Don't think so. I think I'll just Manufactor, pass, and they have Verdict. We'll kill the Chalice and one after. I think that there's really not a good reason to just be blue-red over Temur or Grixis or 5-color. Besides, I don't want to play red and 6. But even if that's the case, like splashing black, which you already have the mana for persist is worth it. It just doesn't cost you almost anything. Like, you even have a Xander's Lounge in the deck with no black spells, besides the Hardcast Archon. Seismic, that's 19 months. So, like, if you don't want to play Ren and 6, which I think that all the best versions of creativity play Ren and 6, then you should at least play Persist. I'm not a big hard evidence fan. For the most part, I'd be interested in, like, 2 or 3 Persist in the shell, 3 Spell Pierce, at least 3 Spell Pierce. I love Spell Pierce in these decks. I love Spell Pierce in these decks. So yeah, beyond like 0 hard evidence, 3 spell pierce, 3 persist. I think you've got a very clean list. I don't like the sideboard Sundering Titan. I see this a lot, like the sideboard Sundering Titan, and for the most part, I feel like it Sundering Titan makes your good matchups better. Like the Omnath decks, you're already good against those strategies. You don't need one of these in the sideboard. Dimmercool is fine. My opponent says absurd. I don't know what they're upset about. My opponent seems very upset though. Is Spell Pierce an okay replacement for Flusterstorm in this deck? Yes. I don't like the sideboard Jace the Mind Sculptor. You also, I also don't. I really dislike these sideboard. I really dislike the sideboard Blood Moons. You are, in my opinion, not a deck that can support Blood Moon. Alright, we just pass back here. I got the Haywire Mite down with Urza Saga through the Chalice. I think I will go ahead and crack a clue. The cookbook's good, of course, with the Manufactor. Why not play a 4-2? I don't want to just like throw away my treasures like that, I think. Although playing a 4-2 I guess is better into this Teferi Hero. But I can outgrind Teferi Hero. It's not that really scary. You see what my top card is. Why aren't we casting 4-2s? This Teferi Hero of Dominaria is not something that requires that much attention at the moment. I am drawing more cards per turn than my opponent is. If they verdict me, I just have Unearth. I'm wanting to use my mana. I keep a lot of mana in play so that I can like play a Steelseeker and like draw my library or do multiple things a turn. I'm not currently very concerned with the Teferi. Verdict exiles? It does not exile. Literally does not. Yeah, maybe they're trying to bait me to Haywire Mite their Chalice to unlock counterspells. I mean, if so could be. I have to do this anyways, I think. Okay, so let's go Emry, so we can maybe try to mill over a Steelseeker and then unearth it here. Okay, that's fine. Let's put that on top. Looking for a Manufactor or Steelseeker off this Emry. There's a Steelseeker. Unearth here. Following Steve, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Oh, they have a Force of Negation. Okay. So I'm supposed to sack a clue here because I could draw a Time Sieve or Unearth. I guess I should have. Sorry, I should have sacked. I guess sorry, sacking now is correct because if I draw Unearth, I only get this amount of triggers anyways. I'm glad that this. I think this turn shows a good case of like why I wasn't casting the 4/2s. I just care more about the mana on following turns than I care about having a dopey 4/2 in play. We are doing unfair stuff. Just get to really churn through the deck. Then they have one card in their hand too. Although they can minus this plus this, they can try to get some cards. Okay, sorry, just pivoting back to the deck tech. I don't like the Sundering Titan, I don't like the Jace, I don't like the Blood Moons. I'm not sure really what I want to see in these spots, to be honest. Feels like you have most of the normal bases cleaned up. I feel like maybe I want to see something that's good against Burn. But in Grixis colors, there's not really too much. Maybe Collective Brutality. You have a couple more flex spots. You can play some out. You can play like one Alpine Moon. There's a lot of Saga decks at the moment. Sunchild, 14 months. Appreciate you. You can play Orvar too. Orvar is probably good in the mirror. Okay. They march a cookbook, bounce a cookbook with, I assume, the plan to counter it on the way down. But if that's the plan, I could just Emry it. Is Iconoclast Steelseeker a good combo? Maybe. Okay, and they have a binding for my Emry. Okay, so they're going to counter the cookbook and then I can't Emry it back. But now we just bait the counter spell with the cookbook and then win with Time Sieve. Is this not the offer anymore? Did you redeem a deck tech? I sometimes I miss it if that's the case. But just let me know if you had a deck tech, I can deck tech. It's been kind of a hectic day, full of drama and Stunlock. And like usual, it's all my fault. All right. 2-1. Mill seemed like a horrible matchup. He's also gone. No, we still have Oso till tomorrow. How's it been for Scroll? This deck is very good against Scroll. That was their second match, actually. Which is kind of the idea behind playing this version. Is you're really good against Scroll. Just mitigating against the previous brew. Yeah, I ran the ad. Thank you. This hand is sick, also. Once the spins, search for tomorrow. Let me go and discard a Manufactor here. Wow. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to Emry first, because if I mill over Daredevil, I get to trigger the Daredevil. I didn't get punished. This backup on Earth is really good. The Time Sieve is also really good. But I can Emry the Time Sieve if I need to, so I think I just discard it. I got ads at 8 a.m. Yeah, I think again, there's going to be like a little bit of a learning curve with the ads. But I think I wasn't supposed to run one just then. We'll just see how today goes, and we can maybe reassess. There's like a good chance that this is just going to be like more hassle than it's worth. Okay, we drew a Time Sieve return. I appreciate your patience and not complaining. But any feedback is fine. Just run them automatically. Well, see, here's the thing is, like, I would rather get less money from ads and not run them automatically to make the viewer experience better. But because like the whole idea is like it's more money for me and I get to run them in between matches, but maybe the queue time is not long enough, and maybe like matches go too long and it's just like ends up being a bit clunky and a lot of work. So I don't know. Another thing too is what's the kind of like the unfortunate thing too, which I realized yesterday. It's like I'm not saying that this is going to change my attitude on it necessarily, but not only will I make more money from the ads if I do it like this, people will subscribe. You know, people are just gonna not subscribe. You know, if I continue to do the non-ad things, but that's not like just a deal breaker or whatever. Is there a way you could run 2 ads instead of 3? I feel like the extra 10, 15 seconds each is to match too much. So I could. I'll look at the structure some more. We will figure it out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can sack the cookbook, replay the cookbook next turn. Wait. What happened? False God, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. 4, 5. Maybe it's better to replay and tab cookbook this round. I don't know if I could have. Okay, that's a win. Thoughts on a rerun stream with Day Without Ads? I would watch no cap. Rerun streams are lame on Twitch. They're super duper lame, and they also like really decrease your average viewer count, which is important for sponsors. And there's the VODs are available, so if you're interested in rewatching, you can watch the VOD, you can watch YouTube. Yeah, it's just like all downside really. But again, like if you want to, I also don't really understand the point, because if you want to rewatch a stream, you could just like watch the VOD. Yeah, but also for like the 3+ years, almost 4 years I've been streaming, I have I've run like 1 or 2 ads just to click the button once or twice. So you know, y'all can deal with it today, and we can reevaluate. Tug 17 months, thank you. Should be splashing for Steelseeker and Thopter Sword. Thopter Sword was pretty sick, or Steelseeker's pretty sick, and I think it has a lot of synergy there. We saw a deck tech for Thopter Sword Steelseeker yesterday that looked kind of cool. This is a really close hand. Post-board against Scape Shift. Thank you, Yindrik, for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Fry with the tier 1, thank you. Make running an ad a channel point incentive. Might be pretty good. Let's go to Mulligan. I think like because I have Unmoored Ego in the deck, I'm kind of interested in turning this into a Mulligan. And I like this hand a lot. We can go turn 1 Saga, so we can set up for Cookbook, Manufactor, Steelseeker on turn 3. Okay, let's hold the Bauble to trigger the Steelseeker next turn. Thank you, Yindrik. Obviously, should put back Daredevil. Yeah, let's keep the Emry. I can go Manufactor, tap Cookbook, cast Emry next turn. That should be okay. Without Shredder have any issues getting Asmo on boards. Yeah, it is harder. You still have Unearth, which you can cycle, but I do agree we are like missing enablers a little bit. I'm trying to figure out if this is an acceptable number of enablers or not, so I guess kind of stay tuned on that front. Okay, well if I knew the next card was an Emry, we would not have kept this one. We get a lot of card selection here though. Unfortunately, there isn't really anything super impactful that we could draw with the Steelseeker this turn. We kind of just hope that they don't kill me on turn 4. Fluffy with the 7 months, thank you. Yeah, solution to ads found. Well, dang. So I can't Emry this turn, which is pretty bad. I suppose Steelseeker plus Emry is a solid turn next turn. It's maybe too slow. I think I may have to bottom and just try to find an Asmo or a Unmoored Ego, though. And then I can also go upkeep, tap Cookbook to get like another look at those two cards. Okay, Wish. Yeah, listen, I'm trying to buy Esther Taylor Swift tickets for Christmas. She said that she'd be okay with nosebleeds. I was like, do you want one medium ticket or do you want like 2 shitty nosebleed tickets? And she's like, she snaps off 2 shitty nosebleed tickets. Oh, I considered streaming on YouTube as alternative to Twitch. I think you could disable ads entirely there. Dude, I can't believe they wish for Valakut. It's so bad. I have not seriously considered that, no. Like, I have a YouTube channel and a YouTube presence, but, like, I don't think that anybody watches Magic streams on YouTube. A little bit hyperbolic, I guess, but it is my general impression that Magic streams on YouTube are not, popular, and, I think I will lose a significant chunk of my audience, for less money, which seems to be, oh, they only have 1 scape shift? Jeez. I guess Unmoored Ego on Valakut is also like so much worse against them having Wish. Magic to Noah, yeah, I've heard of Magic to Noah. I'm sure there are some. But like, if I switch to YouTube streaming, it would be, you know, again, there would be a smaller audience and less money, so it's not kind of silly. Name Dryad. Well, Unmoored Ego doesn't like delete this Dryad from play. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people do watch on YouTube, but that's at least the impression I've been under. First I thought, yeah, Commander streams. Can't you stream both at the same time? You could not. As a Twitch partner, you cannot stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. What you can do is stream on YouTube and then stream on Twitch. You can't upload the same thing at the same time if you're a partner. I believe you can if you're an affiliate. You can't if you're a partner. Yeah. Ooh, second Valakut. Alright, so they have the bolt in their hand, so I think I'm dead, right? I'm game 3 on the play at least. No, I'm not attending Eternal Weekend. I'm going to be done traveling for a little while, a couple months at least. Sounds kind of bad. There's a lot of important pieces though. I'm gonna play the Saga on turn 1. I just think we're supposed to like either like combo quickly in this matchup or I don't think like Urza Saga token beatdown is a big part of the matchup. This deck Haywire does not eat Dryad, it's only non-creature. This deck is like definitely like way more inclined to play Saga on turn 1 than the red-green version. Did Esther get the job she's hoping for? No, she didn't. She's not very happy with the job she has. She's been trying to switch for a while, and she has like she had another interview at a different job this week, and she has 2 new ones next week. So she'll find one. She has a lot of connections, and she's great at networking, and she's everything I'm not and everything I hope to be. Yeah, she's in marketing research, which is like a very like in-demand job, and she's she's got her master's degree and she's got experience now, so she's a real professional, real educated professional, and I am a college dropout gamer. Really was hoping they didn't have a bolt for the Emry. Who's buying whom? Nosebleed Taylor Swift. You're buying them. You have a 2 years badge? I need to... My artist has been out of commission for a while. I'm going to try to set up more badges, though. Yeah, she has the connections. She's doing a good job of applying. Peace and love. No job advice from Twitch chat. Or I won't take any, I think. Okay, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. This can hopefully like find me a Time Sieve or a Manufactor for next turn or an Unearth. Cause I guess I don't get that many looks, just 2. So I'm gonna go on their upkeep top of Cookbook. So if they have both, they can't hardcast Titan. What did I major in? I majored in Gifts Ungiven piles with a minor in blue-white control. The major for blue-white control was simply far too difficult, of course. All right, before they get 2 land drops, let's just kill this. Those blue-white control majors, they're always just struggling so much. You can see the pain in their eyes. All right, engine online. We're trying to dig for a Time Sieve. I think this is very sweet. I'm a bit worried that like I'm going to be a little too conflicted between this deck and the green-red deck for the mocks this weekend, but you know. We'll see. Hopefully we figure it out. Although maybe we might brick. Okay, so let's say no to this. Draw it with the clue. Then there's the Time Sieve. Okay. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Oh no. Do I really? I'm 1 mana short. So I guess I messed up by sacking the clue. I would have been able to combo here. Dang. Just 1. I'm just gonna not bother with the triggers. 1 mana short. I like the regular version, less ways to lose yourself in that version. I mean, like, yes. I don't know if that's like... I will be focused and rested for the tournament. If I feel like this deck is better, I'll play this deck. Ever consider a White Splash or Recommission? You can get back Time Sieve's cookbooks, even use the cycling. The cycling is really important for Asmo, and 1 mana versus 2 mana is a big diff. I think if they go Landscape Shift, they're still a land short here. Alright, we win. Why attack? Don't you need blockers for hasted prime time? They don't haste prime time, and I could also kill prime time with Asmo. Why not both recommission on Earth? Well, because so like one thing is like you're already a 3-color Urza Saga deck. I don't know why we're wanting to splash another color, but recommission's not that good. It's it's 2 mana. It's 2 mana, not 1, and it doesn't trigger Asmo. It's not that bad, but we are at the point of the food decks where you have to play. You got to do some card selecting, and there's not like barely enough cards for a deck. There's more than barely enough. And then I'm taking infinite turns. I make a Saga token. I pass. I put a Shadowspear on the Saga token. I attack, and then my opponent types, "Is that your win condition?" It's like, yes, that's it. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to play Saga turn 1. Dangerous with the 13 months. Thank you. We played against Mill round 1. It seemed to be a horrible matchup. Long-time viewer, once again I'm asking you put Nihiri Harbinger in your gifts storm list. You can insta gifts for Nihiri, Emrakul. Have Emrakul shuffle your graveyard, shuffling in your Jade Avenger. Alright, I'll look into it. I'll play test it off stream. Yeah, I don't think you need the Triome. I think this deck really does not want tapped lands. Rectal Scam, Random Area Pack, which do Haste Enchantment. I've seen Dingo play the deck. It looks to be okay. I don't know if I have more of a review then. It looks okay. Okay. So let's go Unearth, Steelseeker, Bauble, Emry. Sting Scourger. Why don't all domain decks run 8 Hierarchs with 1 drop so they can run 2 Triumph for 5 colors and 2 mana available? Well, do you want the truth? This guy's just kind of hard to untap with a Hierarch. It's just kind of hard to untap with your freaking Hierarch, you know what I'm saying? It's just playing a Hierarch's good, honest work, and your opponent's guy, they got their Modern Horizons 2 cards, like Ridden 6 and Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push and I don't know. Yeah, they're just not that good is the short answer. Now they're not that bad neither. Don't get that twisted. But they are far from mandatory. Let's keep the Shadowspear in the deck here. Yeah, I was trying to list all like not Modern Horizons 2 cards as the meme. But I mean, yes, there are plenty of good MH2 cards against it. Okay, so let's keep that Manufactor on top. Well, I guess I'll Emry it, and I can Emry it next turn, and then I get more Steelseeker triggers anyways. So I'm mostly looking for another Manufactor or a Time Sieve. So let's just keep that on top, and then might as well make one more food here. Yeah. That's a joke. Yeah, Asmo not being able to kill Yawgmoth is very unfortunate. I think it's likely intentional. I think that interaction is on purpose, but ooh, let's keep a Time Sieve, huh? Okay. Man, the Steelseeker is so insane. You just get to go through your deck. You get to assemble the combo so much more consistently. It's very cool here. Okay, so on the draw against goblins, let's bring in the Needle, 1 Haywire Mite, and I think both Bone Shards. We cut the Nihil Spellbomb. I think I cut the Aether Spellbomb too. It's not that good against them. We could probably go down 1 Civ, 1 Unearth. Like to play Control. What do you think is the most competitive Control deck in Modern? Well, assuming you got the brains for it. Assuming you got the big brain for stock blue-white Control. Yeah, blue-white's pretty good. I had a good run with it in Vegas. There's a lot of, like, you know, just like every Control list ever, there's a lot of differing opinions of, like, what to do with your flex spots and, you know, what top into play. But blue-white's pretty good. Blue-white, you know, blue-white with binding and... I was of the opinion that you wanted to play. It's a good hand. You wanted to play blue-white with no Ridden 6, like when I was in Vegas like a month or two ago, because there were so many Blood Moons, and I was pretty happy with that decision. But I also feel like the number of Blood Moons has like definitely cooled down a lot. has definitely cooled down a lot, and it may be good to splash for Red and 6 also. Emry seems kind of weak now they have Steelseekers. I'm kind of surprised to hear this, you say that, because I'm kind of the opinion that the two cards play well together. Because if you have a Steelseeker and Emry in play, you can like mill over a Time Sieve or a Manufactor to like, you know, go off, right? Why not hold Bauble for Steelseeker? I don't have green mana, so I was hoping to like draw green mana if I couldn't unearth the Steelseeker next turn, which is what happened. Because now they have Relic. Okay, so let me see what my top card is. Obviously not drawing green is really tough here. A Saga. I kind of like forcing the Relic pop this turn. Get the Relic off the field. And then the other Unearth in our hand is live. This could be bad, but I think it's not the worst. What was my list like? I guess we could have also like just needled the Relic next turn. That was probably better, actually. Just cycle the needle next turn. What Planeswalkers should I play? I think I was on... I don't play Wandering Emperor. I think I was on 2 Teferi, 2 Jace, 2 Memory Deluge. But now I get to needle the Vial and really slow them down. It's close. Maybe not that close. Yeah, being able to needle Vial is really nice this game. Don't you guys 2 for 1 yourself? Yeah, so like, I don't know. Sometimes you're supposed to 2 for 1 yourself. I know that most Magic players are kind of allergic to it, but this is also a deck with a ton of card advantage, and we can easily outgrind goblins. You never 2 for 1 yourself, kid. You must be a blue-white control player. Alright. And now we're set up to unearth the Steelseeker next turn, which is nice. Although maybe we just make 2 constructs instead. Okay, it'll depend on what we draw for turn. Depending on what they do. Okay, with Munitions Expert on top, I am not going to unearth my Steelseeker this turn. Although I'm very scared of this Conspicuous Snoop just killing me, so let's go ahead and cycle and try to find a Asmo or Bone Shards. Okay. Well, I did not draw an Asmo or Bone Shards, so I'll just pass and hope to not be dead. Talking about control, you don't think that blue-black is a good deck, or that just happened with this colors? They probably should have cast this Expert, right? Oh, I guess maybe they want to save it for the Saga token. I don't know, it's like... People try to force their favorite color combination too much. Blue-black has some potential. You know, I've been kind of longing for the old Into the Story control deck that we used to play on this channel a lot. I love that deck. It was very near and dear to my heart. Okay. Probably gonna have to go to game 3 here. But yeah, blue-white's really good too. Blue-white's really good. Yeah, and black is the worst color in Modern. And like, yeah, blue-black control with Luris was so sweet. Love, love, love that deck. I kind of want another Haywire Mite if they're going to show me that they boarded in Relic. So maybe go down and unearth in a Mite. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, white is also... They just keep printing amazing white cards, too. They just keep printing Leyline bindings and stuff. Let's mulligan this. Sounds great. I think I'm putting back the Time Sieve. Do you not like Unmoored Ego in the play? No, I hate Unmoored Ego against goblins. Yeah, I miss the red-black Luris deck too. I mean, the archetype survived, and the scam version is really good too. But I miss it too. Sometimes. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to Asmo first to have a better chance at milling over an Ovalchase Daredevil. And not mill over all 3 cookbooks, I guess. Ovalchase would be so nice. Okay, no such luck. What do you think so far? Which version am I liking better, red, green, or black? Well, I mean, I'm currently like 37-7 with red, green, which is just absurd, right? But this version is very interesting, where the Time Sieve combo solves a lot of problems. It solves a lot of problems that the red-green version has, while also being good against red-green, and with complete humility and grace. Oh, you know, I was probably supposed to go discard cookbook, cast cookbook off the treasure I get from the manufacturer. With complete humility and grace, the red-green deck is picking up in popularity, and it is like an actual strategy to prepare for right now. I need this card in my hand, so I'm just gonna crack the Bauble now. I don't want to lose this fight over getting the information with the Bauble. I just need the card. Simon, 36 months. Boil him, mash him, stick him in a stew. Happy 3 years, Simon. Thank you so much. I don't know what that means, though. Did I play against Rhinos with red green? Like one time, but yeah, the card the Asmo plane is really good against Rhinos, and Troll King is pretty good against Rhinos. you're pretty good against it. It's you from 2000. Because yeah, I know it's like Sam says it in the Two Towers. If I was just trying to like tie the message to the resubscription. Find some meaning. Okay, hopefully they don't get a Trash Master. Not really the end of the world, I guess. Okay, so we gotta go cast Manufactor. Discard here. 3 more treasures. Sack a clue. Well, I would love to play that Saga, but I think I just need to discard it to this cookbook for a few more game objects. Or discard it to cookbook for just a few more. I almost have enough. I almost have enough here. And if we have a Time Sieve on top, we win. There's a few other good draws. I guess I don't need to play that right now. There's not really any reason to. But this means we win the game next turn. Are we complaining that red is currently pushed out of modern when the only thing it could do for years was burn spells? I don't think I really agree with that point very much, because like maybe a little bit, but like I don't know, like pre-Image 2, red had Rin and 6, and red was already the best color, largely because of prowess, but like you also had Iteration, and you had Soulscar Mage and Swift Spirit as the best 1-drops in the format. Lava Dart was insane. You also had, like, you know, looting. Looting was a big player in the format for a long time, which is, you know, a lot more than just burn spells. Creativity too, yeah. I don't know, like, it really did baffle me that red got Dragon Regis Channeler, Asmo, and Ragavan from Modern Horizons 2 when red already had the best 1-drops. I was really expecting them to print good 1-drops in other colors besides red. Oh yeah, Blood Moon too. The Heat also. Although, like, I think, haven't they said that they that Heat was a mistake? Like they didn't realize how good Heat was going to be. That's true. Sentinel's a good 1-drop. Sentinel's a good 1-drop. All right, Sanchez. Good morning to you too. Let's take a look. Okay, so we lost to Mill, which seemed like a horrible matchup, and then We chewed up and spit out the rest of the gauntlet. Definitely going to run it back and continue to evaluate, I think. Yeah, fancy grist.